All right, welcome to North Idaho Experience. Today's video, we're going to talk about services for senior citizens in North Idaho. This question has come up quite a bit recently. We've had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, I'm a little bit older. I want to move up there, but I'm concerned about these things. So Eric and I are going to kind of address some of that today and talk you guys through it and let you know that, yes, there are plenty of options here for you if you're on the older side and want that simple life or need help with certain things throughout the day-to-day. So that's what this video is about. If you guys are new to this channel, please sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the notifications bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Our team, we sell real estate. That's what we do. We're good people, though. Trust me. We get calls, texts, emails every day from people just like you that are trying to learn more about North Idaho. So if you're in that group, reach out. It doesn't matter if it's right now or 12 months from now. We'd love to get that conversation started.
Yeah, man. I think there's Oh, you want to kick it off, or we just
send it, bro? Send
no,
it.
I would say I think there's a little bit of confusion on some of our previous videos. I had a client in particular reach out, shout out in Lewiston, but she said based on some of our other ones, she was concerned that there weren't a lot of services here, and it was stuff as simple as oh my gosh, like Uber, Uber Eats, some of the transfer services. What's the other one? Instacart, stuff like that.
Yep. I can verify because my kids try to do it all the time.
Yes.
That those exist up here, right?
Yeah, we're not such a small town that there aren't any of those amenities, but it really launched us into a whole nother conversation. I mean, the simple truth is a lot of the people that are looking at moving up here are preparing for that chapter. Mm-hmm. A lot of them talk about this being their last home. So I think it's really important to understand what some of the services out here that are provided. Unfortunately for me, I'll be a little vulnerable now, I guess. I lost my dad last year. He stayed at the Riverstone Silver Apartments that are right down near Riverstone. But it's subsidized apartments if you are under a certain income level and eligible for Medicare. Super inexpensive apartments that'll actually be covered by the state. I apologize for something. You actually have to be a citizen of the United States in order to get these services in the state of Idaho. Not in some other states, but there's some really good, it's a waiting list. But with that, there's a lot of service. I learned a ton about the services that were available, such as in-home, or visiting nursing or at-home nursing or delivery of pharmaceutical stuff, delivery of equipment. You just have to get on the front end and do a little bit of your own research. But all that's of it, transportation to and from medical appointments, that was huge. There are a lot of those services here. Yeah,
I pulled up some information online, so I'll just kind of run through some of that for you guys so you don't have to do your own research. We did some of it for you. But meal delivery and food support. So we have Meals on Wheels here. If that's something that you rely on, those daily food deliveries, they are here. Let's see, prescription medicine delivery, you already touched on that. Yep. Multiple pharmacies up here do it. And then living options. So we have a lot of assisted living facilities up here, memory care facilities, skilled nursing, long-term care, all of that, and then independent living. It sounds like your dad was more of an independent living situation in that place.
Yep.
Something like that. I mean, this is a question that comes up for a lot of people. They manage the landscaping, they manage all the snow removal, things like that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a big question. I have a client that a friend of mine, Jim and Jennifer, what's up? They're looking to move off of acreage. They live up north from here. And I showed them some homes in Delgado Village, which is a 55-plus community. Brand new homes, super nice. They are twin home design, so you've got you share a common wall. But the attraction for them is it's a gated community. There's built-in walking trails, a community garden. The homes are beautiful. They're looking at like a 3-bed, 2-bath. And then there's no landscape. All the landscaping's covered. All the snow removal is covered by the HOA. The HOA costs will go up a little bit because of that. But I want to say they were maybe around $400 a month. So it's not crazy amount.
Right.
And then you can just live your life, enjoy your activities, and you're not having to deal with any of that stuff as you get older.
No, and even the Riverstone Silver Apartments, which is subsidized care for people with very low income values, they had a community garden. They would do activities together. They were active. There was a lot of walking trails that would get you right down to the river. It's in a really nice, centrally located area.
Yep.
It's right up there by like the Sure Stay.
Yep.
So there's some really cool spots there where it can still keep people active, and you still get a little bit of that community where you can still engage and talk to neighbors, stuff like that.
So also activities and social programs. That's a huge one, right? It's important to stay connected with the community to have good quality of life. I found Lake City Center, which they do senior activities, daily and weekly programs. And then local senior centers are up here as well. There's one in Hayden where you can get some of these community events, different classes, things like that, to just get out and talk to people.
Croc Center's great.
I was going to say, Croc Center, that's KROC. They are right in Coeur d'Alene, an incredible facility. They've got, a full gym, a theater, a church, and then you're probably not going to be climbing rock walls in your older age, but that's there. But I know they do aquatic classes for fitness.
Yeah, my mom does that, and I make fun of her all the time and call it swim lessons and tell her it's important that I know that she can swim. We live near lakes and stuff. She said they're really challenging, but it's a great group of people and a ton of fun.
Yes.
Really, really good.
So
exercise.
having access to things like that, and the beauty of it is there are places up here that will transport you if needed. And then let me see. So healthcare, that's another big one, right? Your wife's a nurse up here. You can probably touch on that.
Yeah. So Idaho definitely has programs for senior citizens. You just need to look those up. Kootenai Health is really close and it's absolutely massive. And there are individuals that are purely charged. It's, she does that in Washington State, but you also have that here in Idaho where you can reach out to service providers, not service providers, but somebody that can explain what all the services that are available to you, right? Without having to do all the research. Hey, here's how you get this lined out, which I highly recommend it. It's like having a VSO in the military, right? Like you actually have somebody that you can reach out to that can explain to you what programs you're eligible for based on your income.
Perfect. So check out Kootenai Health. I know they do transportation as well, even medical transportation, all that stuff. Speaking of military, VA, we have... What do we have? Eric's still in the military, so he can speak on this. What do we have for those vets up here?
There's a VA clinic that's really close to Kootenai Health. I've just went there for the first time the other day to get some blood drawn. Ran into two buddies there that I knew, but both of them raved about it. They said you might wait a little bit longer, but your standard of care at this facility is really, really good.
Okay.
So if you need a good primary care, and then they can, if they need to ship you off to get a different, MRI or something like that, you're right there. You're in that Kootenai Health district, which is really nice. There's a really large VA hospital that's in Spokane, North Spokane, so it's 40 minutes away from Coeur d'Alene. So
Cool.
if you need something like that, there's a lot of that out there. There's they just opened up another VA facility that's in Spokane County that's actually closer to my house than the Coeur d'Alene one.
Perfect.
So there's a lot of that out there.
And for good reason, because North Idaho is the highest concentration of veterans and former first responders anywhere in the U.S., in my opinion. I think it's true.
Yeah.
And I've heard there's 22,000 vets in North Idaho alone, which is impressive because the population is a couple 100,000.
Yeah.
So a large percentage of them up here. So that's good to know. There's programs up here if you have that military background. Touching on transportation again, I pulled up some information. There's
real quick, I did want to, sorry.
No, good.
No, medical. I mean, not just Kootenai Health, but you have Northwest Specialty Hospital. You have a lot more urgent cares popping up at State Line. But then when you push over into Spokane, they have a level 1 trauma center. Deaconess and Sacred Heart are both level 1 trauma centers. Multicare has a lot of, little smaller hospitals like Valley Hospital, stuff like that. It is an extremely high concentration of medical care there in Spokane regionally as well.
Okay, perfect. Back to transportation for seniors. So I found some stuff online, and obviously you guys can look this up or call us and we'll help you navigate that. But there's a program called Ring a Ride in Kootenai County where it's wheelchair accessible service for residents 65 plus or with mobility challenges who live outside transit routes. So it's for seniors who need rides where fixed route transit is insufficient. So that's cool. That's out there. There is also ADA Paratransit for people with disabilities who meet ADA criteria. If you contact Kootenai County Transit Paratransit for applications, that's how you can get a hold of them.
I also know they'll make adjustments to existing homes. So if you're looking to come out and buy and you're
cool.
concerned about being ambulatory later, there are programs available where it's either getting you equipment, whether it's for like a sit down in the shower or a wheelchair or a ramp, something like that.
Fantastic.
There are some opportunities for that as well.
So resources, if you're just looking online, want to start looking online, I'm going to list out a couple for you here real quick. Lake City Center, that's who handles Meals on Wheels. They're in Coeur d'Alene. Kootenai County Transit, that's where you can find information for the Ring a Ride or Paratransit services. And then pharmacies, obviously we've got Walgreens up here, CVS, all the stuff. You can reach out to them for delivery of pharmaceuticals. And then the big one being Kootenai Health. They can provide a lot of information. I'm sure it can be found right on the website. or a quick phone call over to them to get connected with them.
And I apologize for not doing my homework. I will have my wife send me that link for the service provider here.
Oh, cool. Yep.
We'll add that to the comments where it's basically the mirror of the Washington side work and explain some of those benefits better.
Perfect. So this video was quick and dirty, but we wanted to highlight the fact that there are plenty of services up here if you need them and you're hitting the later stages in life and want to simplify living a little bit. We can find you a place to live that meets that criteria, or at least point you in the right direction to get the help that you need if you're thinking about making the move up here.
Yeah, I will say this from my own personal experience from, obviously, it was tough losing my dad, but the Kootenai Heart Clinic and the absolutely incredible human beings that work there. And then the Schneidmiller Hospice House that's on Prairie, that's all on donations, and they were exceptional with a terrible circumstance. And you hear horror stories about hospice houses. I can't say enough good things about them.
Fantastic. Good to know. You may have more questions than answers. That's okay. Shoot us an email, give us a call. We can help you navigate that, or at least point you in the right direction with somebody that can.
Yep.
Good to go. All right. Thank you, guys. And obviously, if you're thinking about making the move, we'd love to help you do that and be the conduit of information for you if you're thinking about North Idaho and you're not sure if you still have questions. Just shoot us an email. The email and phone number will be in the comment section below the video.
Hey, we want to be your resource. We want to be able to provide you good, valuable information. Thank you for the insight and encouraging us to do something like this. We want there to be value for you. If you guys have good ideas for things that you're curious about here and you had a hard time locating that information, hit us up. We'd love to be able to get you some of that info.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you on the next video.